Hi guys, welcome back to the PiXAPRO YouTube channel. My name's Richard Bradbury, a portrait and commercial photographer based out of Stockport, and in this video we're going to be comparing light modifiers again. The light modifiers we have on set are the 105cm RiceBowls, the silver and the white, which is behind the lovely Val here. So we have Val working with us today, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, no problem. Saves you just seeing pictures of me, because the world does not need to see that. And we're going to see the difference. What are you laughing at? We're going to see the difference between these two modifiers, see the difference in quality of light, difference in colour, and a couple of nuanced things that you get with different coloured interiors in the same modifier. So let's take a look. Okay guys, so what do we get with these RiceBowls? They're both 105cm RiceBowls, and they both come in, well, they don't both come in one case, but you get a case with each of them. Nice fold up case there. These are the easy opened umbrella type, so they collapse, great for location work. They also come with outer diffusion panels, which we can see here, which would fit on the front, and it's the same for both of them. Now, what we can already see with these on set are they have the inner baffles fitted. Now, usually an inner baffle for a softbox is just one sheet of diffusion without an extra piece sewn in the middle. A little bit different with these, and this is to reduce the hot spot in the middle, and it's true on the white and on the silver, purely because that bulb is a little bit closer to the center of the diffusion versus a normal softbox. They're not quite as deep as, say, an octa. Now also you get another little gadget or gizmo with them, is these deflector plates. Now what these will do, they will screw into the center of the light to cover the bulb and block that center hotspot again, very similar to what you would see if you look in a traditional beauty dish. So these are kind of multi-use, so you can have them as a softbox, circular round catch lights, and you can configure them as a fold-up beauty dish as well. You have a white version for the white one and a silver version for the silver, and you probably don't want to mix those up because you'll see a difference in color. Now, looking at the difference in colour of these, we have silver on this side, white on this side. I would expect this to be warmer in light, or colour temperature, and this to be cooler. I would expect to get more output out of the flash from the silver one, and it to be more specular. What I'm not expecting to see is them to be softer, because that's not how it works. You have to change the size of the light source relative to the subject. So let's get Val back on set in a moment, and we'll get these lights modifiers in place and see how they look. Okay guys, so we're back on set. We have the silver version of the 105cm RiceBowl here to begin with the inner baffle, outer diffuser, no deflection plate installed. We won't be using those today. We've got the lovely Val on the stool.
Hello again.
On the stool again. And the canvas background behind me. It's just a little bit cleaner looking, shall we say, than the paper in here. So we're going to take a look at these two modifiers. We're going to keep the light stand and the light in the same distance. Not going to change that, and literally just going to swap these out. The white one's all prepped, ready to go, inner baffle, outer diffuser also. And we'll see if we get a change on output. Now I've metered this to f11, so f11 ISO 100/160th of a second, so these video lights matter not. Nothing's being recorded, and white balance wise I'm on 5400 Kelvin. So camera's all the way over here, so we'll get the camera to follow me. Okay. So shout out to my good mate Mark, who's been cameraman today, following me around with that thing. And we'll take the first shot. So if you just look to the corner edge of that softbox, there we go, good, beautiful. Boom, and we'll pop that image up on screen. We'll come back onto set and we'll see what we get. So with the silver one, now I'm used to lighting and using silver-based modifiers in terms of the interior of them, because the majority of the easy open range are indeed silver. So the octas, the softboxes and what have you. So for me, if I run multiple lights on set, I want them to match. I'm not going to bring a white one in and into the mix there. Where you might want the white one is if you want warmer tones, which I'm expecting to see shortly, but I'm used to the silver. And we can see it gives nice coverage on the background. I'm looking at this image here, gives a nice quality of light on the face. We come from highlight into shadow, and we get a fall off across the background here. It's quite a nice quality of light. Now, the way I've got this positioned is it's literally pointing directly at Val. Usually with a softbox type modifier, I would feather it and place them on the back edge, but we're just literally pointing it at Val just to see what we get quality of light wise. So what we'll do now, we'll see whether we get much of a change switching to the white. Okay, so we'll swap that over now, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, back on set, here we are, and now we have the white one, and even Val noticed it's a warmer light.
I have.
Yeah, so it's a warmer tone of light looking at the diffusion panel itself. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. So I'd expect it to be less specular. I'd expect it for the equivalent flash power. It's on the same flash, by the way, the 1200 Pro, to give out less light. It's like bouncing something off a bit of white card and then bringing in some foil and bouncing that same light off the foil. You get more bounce off it. It's more specular. Highlights are a bit sharper, if you will. I wouldn't expect to see any change in terms of quality of light in respect of softness, because again we would need to change size of source relative to the subject, go to a larger or smaller version, or change that working distance light source to subject to make that change. But everything is set the same. So let's see what we get, shall we? Head over to the camera this way, so follow me. Here we go. Yeah. Trying something different today by having a handheld camera. Hey, you know, change it up a bit. There we go. So just look into that same edge. Beautiful. Good, good. There we are. And we can grab a shot there. Again, I've not changed anything on the camera. Camera settings are the same. And I'm going to have a quick look in Lightroom. We'll bring these up on screen, of course, for you here. And if we compare the two, in fact, I'm going to mark these. Let's take comparison off. I'm going to mark that one with 5 stars so we know it's the white. Compare. So we have the white on the left, silver on the right. And we can see instantly, even to the eye looking at the screen, granted may not translate in video, you'll see the pictures on screen larger, much cooler tones in the green background, cooler tones on the skin versus warmer on the skin here. And if we punch in, very, very, well, there's no difference in terms of quality of light, in terms of softness. The shadow transitions seem very similar. And we've got silver here, more specularity in the highlights on the forehead, tip, bridge of nose. Then we have here, but there's a big difference in colour. Not as obvious when we're up close, although we can see warmer skin tones. Definitely obvious when you look at a neutral grey toned-ish kind of background. I'll come back onto set for you, mate. If you look at, say, a grey seamless paper background, definitely, this is kind of a grey-green canvas, you definitely see the pick-up change of colour. Those warmer tones will show. It will shift those greens and grey neutral tones that are normally neutral into a different warmer Kelvin value or colour temperature value. So it's interesting. So what do you prefer and what's right for what? Very subjective. Again, issue potentially is having this mixed in with silver reflective lights. I have used a white beauty dish and silver beauty dish on the same set as a key and a hair light. I will often gel the silver if it's used as a hair light just to warm and change that tone because it is a lot cooler. Same principle applies. So which one's better? Again, it's subjective. If you're buying one modifier, maybe you like this size because of the space you're working in, how transportable it is on location, and maybe you prefer a slightly warmer skin tone, maybe you process images to have a warmer skin tone look, then maybe the white one is the way forward. If you're mixing in with the majority of other modifiers in the easy open range, strip boxes, soft boxes, octas, silver personally, then you're not dealing with a color balance change or shift. Yes, you can gel, but then you take output there. Now, one thing that has actually surprised me with this if we go back onto Lightroom, I'm not seeing a massive change in the output compared to the two. So this is white, that's silver. Silver typically is more reflective. So if we just head back over here, and if we bring the images up, there's not a huge difference in the exposure value on these images, which is quite surprising. So maybe they've done well or done something with the inner material of the white one, so you're not losing a ton of light. Maybe it's a fraction, but not to the degree that I would expect. Come back onto set. Usually what you will find is, let's say if you go white beauty dish, silver beauty dish, as soon as you change to that silver, it's like, wait, I've got to remeter, because it's a fairly focus modifier, high output. You get a big change, but not so much here. Maybe they've done something with the diffusion in the white. Possibility. Who knows? Or maybe so in the silver. So, interesting light modifier. Things to consider when you're picking a light modifier: silver versus white, warm temperature, specularity. Also, some people tend to pick modifiers based on the catch lights in the eye. So these are a nice circle shape, like a beauty dish. So if you really love circular catch lights, these are great. Octas kind of get you there. Softboxes, obviously they're a square, but they look like windows. Not a bad thing. Subjective, so it depends on what you want. For me, I'd be going for the silver. And I think the 105 is a nice size for portrait work for multiple people, for group shots. It looks great on Val. Although I don't think I could light you badly, really. She's been great. So it's a good modifier. The nice thing that I noted, and myself and Mark spoke about this when we're putting these together, is because this is, I think it's a 16 rib design, it's very tough. Sorry, you're probably going to hear this. Okay. Versus, say, octaboxes which have less sides on, less ribs, they tend to flex a bit more. Imagine someone holding it on a light stand in the wind for a wedding. Like, they get a hammering. But they can sometimes miss shape. Softboxes are worse because there's only 4 ribs. But they seem like they'll hold together very, very well. So for location work, pretty tough. Nice little light. So let me know below, which one would you go for? Would it be the silver or would it be the white? And of course, any questions, pop them in the comments below. And I hope this has helped you decide which one to go for. And thanks again to Val for being part of the videos and this madness today.
My pleasure.
And we will catch you in the next video. See you later, guys.